Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your Sunday update. Glad to have you guys here. Now, here's the thing. I don't listen to all that hype out there. You know, all that, I consider it noise. You know, you get the left out there and they're screaming one thing, and you get the right out there and they're screaming another thing. I don't listen to all that. I want to look at the evidence. I want to sit back, and I was sitting back and taking a look at the evidence. Well, let's take a look at a little bit of the evidence here of what's going on. Let's open up the charts right here and take a look. First thing I want to do is, this article right here comes from USA Today. They call it Fact Check. And we're going to take a look at a couple of the facts here in this article. It says Federal Election Commission Chair, Trey Traynor. Now, he's the Federal Election Commission Chair. Trey Traynor calls the election illegitimate. And he said voter fraud is taking place. In the past week, comments that the Federal Election Commission Chair, Trey Traynor, may have spread online purportedly evidence of voter fraud and illegitimacies in the recent election. Now, this guy's not a nobody. This guy, he's right in there, you know. This Trey Traynor, and I'm listening to what this guy's got to say, you know. So this has an impact on my viewpoint on it all. And you know what do you guys come to my channel for a lot, really? You know, you come for my opinion. And I try to keep a clean opinion on things so that I can give you it to the best of my knowledge what's really going on out there. You know, using my thorough research on the internet. Of course, my information that I receive is only as good as the information that's coming in. So an awful lot of times, you know, I have to go through reels and reels of this information that's coming in from the mainstream media, and I have to try to determine if it's correct or not correct or whatever, and then base my opinion on what I'm receiving. So my information's only as good as the information coming in. And we all know that we have to be very careful about the mainstream media in this day and age because they're biased. They're extremely biased, you know. I try to remain not biased in my opinions. Anyway, we're going to take a look at something else here. And this is a big tell in my estimation. Putin says he's not ready to recognize Biden as the United States president. Now, here's the thing. What he has said. He said, we will work. Now, he's talking about Russia. We will work with anyone who has the confidence of the American people. Putin said on Russian TV earlier today. But that confidence can only be given to a candidate whose victory has been recognized by the opposing party, or after the results are confirmed in a legitimate legal way. That statement is extremely clear and to the point from Russia. And this is kind of a tell of what's really going on things, because I'm going to tell you what, Russia has a big intelligence service. They know what's going on all over the world. Russia does. And this is kind of pointing towards something, you know. And so I'm very interested in what Russia's got to say about it. And basically what Russia's got to say right now, today, is Putin says he's not ready to recognize Biden as the United States president. It's as simple as that. So we're starting to get a picture painted here. And I'm going to carry this picture just one step further. What if... I mean, Donald Trump, to me, you know, he's out golfing and stuff. He doesn't look like a man that's scared or anything, you know, a man that's worried at all, you know. And I'm thinking, and he's not changing his mind I can't see him changing his mind anytime soon, saying, oh, you know, I mean, I just can't see it happening. I think his mind is made up of what's going to happen. What are they going to do if come January, Trump is still in his seat? What are they going to do? That's my question. That's a question I have. What are they going to do? I've been thinking about that a lot. I don't know all the ins and outs of it all, but that's just what's running through my mind. Anyway, let's take a look now at the pre-market, what the markets are going to do this week. Okay, we got pre-market trading. We're down 34 points, but the only one is the Nasdaq's up 2.25. I'm going to tell you guys what we're running between now is almost like a whipsaw. Back and forth, back and forth. It's like here we go, stimulus and the market goes up. No stimulus, the market goes down. America's in a tremendous amount of trouble right now. Trouble. There's like 54 million people that are faced with food insecurity in the new year. What a Christmas gift. Celebrate New Year's and then you don't have any food? You don't have any place to live? This is an untenable situation. And then to top it off, that's going to create a tremendous amount of anxiety in the people of America. And then we got, let me get this straight. Let me try to figure this out in my mind, Let me get it straight. We got just about 50% of the people who support Biden and just about 50% of the people who support Trump. Both are pretty much diehard on their positions on this whole thing, okay? Let me get this straight in my mind. Now, I know some of you out there are saying, oh, no, Trump's 51%. And some of you are saying, oh, no, Biden's 51%. Whatever, it's close to 50%. I know it's close to 50%. This is an incredible situation because it just seems to me that this whole thing's going to come to a head in January. Okay, right now, both sides are thinking, hey, my guy's going to win. And the people in the cities are thinking, hey, Biden's going to win. It's just going to take time. Trump's going to move out, and that's going to be all over, and Biden's going to win. And the people out in the country, they're saying to themselves, oh, it's just a matter of time, and it's going to be proven correct. Trump's going to win, and Trump's going to be there, This is the situation we have, people out there. So they're all remaining rather quiet, waiting for their guy to win. But, in a situation like this, unless you're going to have two presidents, but that would create a term. That won't work. So only one guy's going to win. Now, what about those other people, all those other people? What's going to happen, Are they just going to... I've never seen a situation like this before. It's untenable, and it looks like it's all going to come to a head in January. But not only that, in January, all these moratoriums expire, and so we're going to have probably 50 or maybe 60. A lot of these are just, these working people support whole families, so it might be 100 million people in the United States at the same time who are terribly upset because they don't have anything to eat. All coming in January, This whole situation seems to be coming to a head in January. And what's going to happen, because both guys can't win. One's going to have to be the winner, I sit back and I say, well, which guy's got more power? Well, that's obvious. Which guy's got more power? And I'm not going to say, but I know which guy's got more power, and I think you guys do too. The thing is we're going to have to wait and see what happens with that. But the situation in America right now with all these homeless, these people that are they're pre-homeless right now. They're still in their homes because they're not pushing them out on the street with evictions yet. But I could see mass evictions coming very soon, and what are they going to do with like 50 or 100 million people? The social programs are not adequate. And at the same time, we got this virus ever expanding. Now, it's going to be probably twice as bad in January as it is now. Picture double of it everywhere, all over the place. Uh, and I know there's a lot of people out there who say the virus isn't real, and some people say it's just a conspiracy, it's a hoax, and all this kind of stuff, but I have to give you what my opinion is on this. And an unbiased opinion on it is I think it is real, but I don't think it's extremely deadly. I think it's kind of like a really bad flu, a really bad flu, probably the worst flu you've ever had if you get a bad case of it. But for some people, they just blow it right off. They just have a little sore throat or whatever, or a few snuffles, and a few days later they're over it. For a lot of people, the people that take the vitamin D. Just joking, guys. But yeah, vitamin D does work because I did a study on it on my other channel over there. The whole thing might be actually down to vitamin D. Because the black people, their skin does not produce vitamin D, and they've been hit rather hard with this thing, really hard with this thing. More deaths, per say 100,000 people, more deaths per 100,000 people. But this thing is basically it's more or less like a flu. But a really bad, it's like a killer cold is what it is. And maybe vitamin D is the whole thing. Maybe if it comes across a person and they got sufficient vitamin D in their system, maybe they just go right through it, and not have too much problems. But you get somebody who's a little bit deficient, and bang, they end up on a ventilator. This might be the whole thing, it might be. So take your vitamin D, guys, Don't forget to take your vitamin D and take zinc. What did they give the president when he went to the hospital? Did you know they immediately gave him vitamin C and they gave him zinc and they gave him vitamin D? Immediately. Now, if those doctors in there didn't think that does nothing, they wouldn't have bothered giving it to the president because, they give the president the best treatment. Of course, I think he got that Regeneron stuff or whatever. They just now are making it available to certain people. But at any rate, that virus is going to be at its peak probably, or really worse than it is now, if you can imagine double what it is now in January too. This adds to the situation. So it brings all these kind of three things together pointing toward January. And of course, also, that's the coldest month. You got your big cities, in the United States, and all these people are going to be homeless, and a lot of these cities like Chicago, and Minneapolis, St. Paul, oh my goodness, they can get 20 below, And what about Maine? All those cities up there in Maine, oh my goodness, they're cold. Even New York can get awful cold around January. Snowstorms and everything else. And you're going to have all these people on the street? This could turn into the worst January we've ever seen. But listen, guys, I think we are going to get through. We're going to muddle through this. We are. Time is the thing. The clock is ticking. When January comes, that clock's not going to stop ticking. It's going to tick right through January. And we're going to get through January one way or the other. Then February's going to come, and I can see by next summer, I'm still forecasting that we're going to have some sort of an economic recovery going into the fall of next year. Oh gosh, it's going to feel good after this. This feels like I don't know. This just feels like swimming through a lake that's filled with leeches. I'll tell you guys a little story, I heard this story secondhand when I lived down in Florida, but, there's these lakes back in the woods down in Florida, and some of them you got to walk in a long way to get to them, and there's a lot of leeches, I heard this story, and I don't know if it's true or not. I think it might be, but I heard a story that there was these young guys that went back in the woods, and they went back along woods roads, down, and they took their boat behind them, and they had a little ski boat, and they found one of these lakes way back in the woods, and they were going to do some skiing, water skiing. Now, this is years and years ago. And I heard the story that the guy was water skiing. They just started. They pulled off the dock and they pulled the boat out, and the guy started water skiing on the lake, and he fell off the skis and he went down. The boat turned around and come back to get him. And they pulled him up, and I heard the story he was black with leeches. And it had a devil of a job. The guy's inside the boat trying to get all the leeches off of it. And it was so many, there were so many on him. And I heard that they had to take him into the hospital, He lost so much blood by the time they got all the leeches off of him. That was just a story I heard. Maybe it was just a rumor, but I heard that one back when I was in high school, But that just kind of brought it to mind, and I remembered that old story anyway. Listen, thank you guys for listening to my show. Like and subscribe. Gotta wait in this week. Watch this week. I think the market's going to roll downwards. I think the market's on a downward trend until we get the next stimulus. And then I think things are going to start to come back up for the markets again. So we're on this roller coaster ride between stimulus packages. Up, down with the markets until stimulus packages come along. Well, thank you guys for listening to my show. Thumbs up, and we'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye.